We're going to teach him how to subscribe to a channel, actually.
Yes.
You have to go to you. Do you have YouTube as an app?
I do not have YouTube as an app. So should I install YouTube as an app?
That's one option, yes. That's probably the easiest one. Or you could just go to youtube.com. If you have, do you have an account already on YouTube?
No, I do not have an account.
Oh boy. You ready? That's your cue. You're supposed to show excitement and enthusiasm.
Where did it go to work?
Exactly. Remember that? Where's that person that said, "Oh, we should be happy about where we go and when we go to work and spread joy and happiness at work"? Wasn't that you? Or did you just wake up from your nap? So we got a special. Well, they're all special, but a little treat for everyone today. In honor of getting closer and closer to retirement, we thought it was only fitting or beneficial for us to seek the advice of the retired wise. Retired wise? I don't know if that's the right way to put it. Retirees? Oh, that's a good one. So it's bittersweet and it comes with its own consequences. Unfortunately, Sonia's got to head off to work, go make that retirement money for us. But I then am going to head over to a local place that we often frequent, or maybe not so often, but we try to get out there, and to meet up with the wise elders, or the wise elder of retired generation, to ask questions to find out what is retired life like and what shall we expect. You got any questions you want me to ask him specifically? Huh? You have nothing that you want to know about? Nothing in retirement that...
No, just tell him hi.
Just tell him hi. Wow, let's imagine this for a second. I'm gonna sit down. Hey, Mr. Retiree, I've got great questions for you. I really am seeking the wise wisdom that you have for me. And by the way, Sonia says hi.
Yep. Hi.
That's it? Come on, give me one question that I could ask him.
He's doing okay.
I know, I'll tell him that, I'll send him your blessings, but I need one question from you, dear, that you're just dying to know about retired life that I could pass on to the elders.
What do you do when you're retired?
What do you do?
Yeah, what do you do when you're retired? Do you just lay back, do nothing, or you have to get up and keep moving?
Got to keep moving.
Find something to do to occupy your time.
So you want to find out what does he do to occupy his time? Because we're trying to figure out what we're supposed to do to occupy our time. All right, I will pass that words of wisdom or questions of wisdom on. Cruise ship is in town. Sonia's off to work.
Not to get bored, you gotta find something to balance your lifestyle.
Your lifestyle? What lifestyle are we talking about?
Every day, you have to find something to
do. That
balance, yes, to not get bored, sick, out of your mind, or frustrated, or
All right, I will. We'll find out. So stay tuned.
in there like this lady out here. She's coming out.
I'm letting this lady out. This lady or that lady? All right. Goodbye, dear. Go get him. Show him what you're made of. Yes, it might rain. It's been a bit gloomy here, but all right.
It's bit gloomy. It's cold outside.
That too. Yes, that's why. Look who dressed up today. Flannel. You're welcome.
Look, hold it up, on your brown gray.
Wow. Thanks, dear. Have a good day at work. See you. Bye. Now this is the nice thing about the 360 cameras. We can just hate to see you go, but love to watch you leave. So humble. All right. Now that she is gone and off to the races. Bye. We are gonna go meet with the elders and find out what's retirement life really all about. So, quick little backstory. I'm actually gonna go meet a buddy of mine whose name is Ueli, and he is from Switzerland. And I'll give you my version of our backstory, and then we'll see what he says when I get there and meet him. But we met maybe 4 years ago, and when I started to the after-school program, or took over the after-school program at the school I work at, and needed somebody for the hydroponic system that our school has. And found him. I don't even remember how, but yeah, it worked out. He helped us out with the hydroponic system, taught me a lot about hydroponics that I got to introduce to my business class along the way, and have since kind of continued hanging out every once in a while. In fact, we kind of get into this once a month routine of just catching up on old time's sake. So, Welly from Switzerland, he actually has a little bit of a farmstead up here in Kauai with goats and chickens, and literally built the house on the property that they bought, and lived in a bus, or remodeled a bus for I think a few years before the house was actually made. Completely off the grid. He's got solar panels like we do with our house, the Tesla Powerwall battery. So a bit of a father figure, since my father is no longer with us. Don't tell him I said that. But yeah, I'm always entertained by his perspective. And so he's been retired for quite some time now. And yeah, I'm just going to go ask some questions and catch up a little bit. And I want to bring you guys with because he's from Switzerland. And I don't know anybody else from Switzerland that's retired. And yeah, so let's see what he says, and thanks for joining us today. Appreciate everybody coming out, you know, like pushing play on the whole play button. But yeah, my wife and I are really excited that we've got so many new subscribers, old subscribers, middle-aged subscribers, I'm sure, that are finding at least some of what we're doing a bit interesting, you know. So yeah, let's go have some fun. It's a gloomy day today, but I'll try and get you guys some sights of Kauai as we head over to the east side. I can't go without mentioning how crazy the traffic can be here on a small island. I know traffic in Jamaica, especially down in the, you know, major cities, is quite heavy. However, here on Kauai, we literally have one road that travels around the horseshoes, kind of the bottom of the island, and goes to the west and then up to the east. So we can't even go around all the way around the island. And as such, you'll see to my right here a long line of traffic that's pretty consistent pretty much every single day. That's one of the reasons I'm super thankful we live in Lihue, which is kind of like the center hub where the airport is. And I wouldn't want to call it downtown because it's, you know, it's not exactly an urban dwelling whatsoever. But yeah, sitting in that traffic every day, if you lived on the east side or the north coast, man, I no thank you. So there's that. Yeah, a bunch of traffic that I do not miss having to sit in, and will not miss having to worry about in the near future. Cool. So I'm not sure if Welly's here already, but he normally beats me, and I think it's weird as a retired person he actually gets places on time. But here we go. Let's see if we can find him. Looking for a retirement. You started without me. This is my new friend. Did have you guys met each other? How you doing?
Your new buddy.
Everywhere I go, man. Yeah.
You look at you with backwards hat and everything.
It's only for the hair. I'm not gonna lie. How you been?
Hanging. What about you?
I think hanging's a good way to put it. I'm hanging in there. Is that what we say?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
At this point.
This isn't your first, is it?
No, it is my first.
There was some traffic. There was
Really?
yeah.
You hit traffic.
Well, just up here at the light, it was stopped. I would have been here 10 minutes ago, but
Alright.
it's not my fault.
It's never your fault. It's the environment.
It's the economy. It's society. What are you starting with? All right, you ready? Cheers. Cheers. Did we say cheers in Switzerland? No, Brust. 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 All right, so I was thinking about doing just this rapid fire questions. Don't think too much. Just kind of answer whatever first comes to mind. Is that going to be all right? Start off with what's the best thing about retirement?
Having time to read a book.
Like an action. Now, I'm not going to talk about the generational gap here, but when you say book, do you mean like electronic Kindle on an iPad or an actual physical
books that I get from the library?
You go to the library.
I order from the library and just pick it up.
Oh, so that's very progressive of you. Like you actually don't. I'm picturing Ueli showing up at the library and like wandering down the aisles of the library with like this thoughtful expression.
I do that too, but in general, I already go in there,
Knowing what you
tell
want.
them, yep, give them my card, they scan it, and then they get my books.
And they're
They come from all over the place on the island.
all over the place on the island, which is
From the island.
more than one island.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I order books, and then when I see the original, they're from Honolulu or from Maui,
Right.
or from Lihue, anywhere.
And do they purposefully have to deliver them to that library?
Yes.
Just for you?
Well, no, for the other people too. Everybody does that. You know, those people who know about the library, that's how they do it.
You know, I was actually telling my wife earlier today that we need to go to the library in the town that we're going to be living. And she doesn't believe me. She doesn't believe me that, no, not here, I'm saying in Jamaica.
Oh, in Jamaica.
She doesn't believe me that the library actually exists because she's never been to it. But I was thinking about that. Like, I've read some great books now that I've had a little bit of extra time on my hands. But so reading, your number one, hands down, best thing of retirement is getting to have the time to read.
Yeah, I play on my computer. I read the newspaper, yes.
Now, when you say newspaper, do you mean like
Online.
actual paper?
No.
So we,
Online news.
I was gonna say the newspaper probably doesn't deliver to you.
No.
Yeah. All right, so we covered the best thing about retirement. Let's turn the flip side of that coin, and what is arbitrarily the worst thing that you recognize once you became retired, or the biggest challenge you faced?
To be...
Oh, our glasses are coming off. Hold on, I might need another sec. It's about to get real.
That's a tough question, but I think to be
perfectly honest,
mentally and physically fit. To keep fit. The physical part, I mean, I'm not doing any more all this hard work.
okay, well, for the record, he does have a farm per se. So
Right, but I'm not doing, I'm not lifting as much as I used to, like when I work in different places.
So do you think it's finding the motivation to exercise without purpose, or is it more
Right.
the actual physical act of exercising?
Right. Well, again, at the beginning of my retirement, I was really excited to do all the farm work. And then I got hit by sciatica, which completely killed me.
Right.
And I'm still fighting the pain in the morning, and it's a hard time just to get up in the morning.
Well, you're really selling this
Struggling.
well, man. Like,
Struggling. Well, you know that
now this isn't retirement. This is
that has nothing to do with
nothing
retirement.
to do with retirement.
No.
Maybe it has to do with other factors that are not.
Yeah, sciatica is just nothing fun. So
Okay,
so you get up in the morning and then I have pain, right? And so it kind of takes the fun away. Also from exercising. So I've never been a big exerciser, so the work was my exercise, I would say.
interesting.
And I mean, as you know, I used to work at the nursery, and I mean, there was like,
You're physically active.
I lift heavy stuff there day in, day out.
Right.
You know?
And that's what I talked to Sonia about too, is like, I need to find ways, besides walking. Sonia seems to think like walking's great.
Walking's good.
I get that, but you also have a complete upper body and a torso to worry about as well. So
Right.
we're debating like what level of exercise equipment do we get? Like right now all I have is some dumbbells and it's perfectly fine. I do I have my Les Mills subscription online and just follow the workout routine with the music, and it seems cheesy, but it works. And it's in yoga too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I want to make sure I maintain a physical activity. I'm trying to continue to. So maybe this is a nice plug for Sonia when she sees this, that the importance of maintaining a physically active
Yeah.
lifestyle you're saying is up there. One thing I love about this place is their willingness to put on spicy wings. This, my friends, is a ghost pepper sweet chili chicken wing. Not the hottest one they have. They have Reaper wings as well, but I prefer these for my own sanity and probably the sanity of others around me. But here we go. They coated this one good today. Okay, bear with me as I suffer through the next few minutes. But next question is, we're gonna get serious, yeah?
All right.
Do you feel after retirement you ever struggled with, or continue to struggle with, or thought about the whole idea of like, what's my purpose now that I don't have a functional job that I devoted so much time to?
Well, that was never in that philosophical depth to just try to find out what the heck I'm doing here. I just try to enjoy life. So that hasn't changed.
Right? You're still just trying to enjoy it.
Yeah, so if I could have a goal, then I would say I would like to see my granddaughters grow up.
Right.
To, kind of pass the schooling and see what they're going to do or who they become, what they're going to do with their life and what, that is my biggest hope.
Now, we do share a similarity in a sense, believe it or not, that the grandchildren, or my step grandchildren, what do we call them? Like Javier, our oldest son that's living here, is having a baby at the end of May, and we're leaving in June.
Yeah, that's coming up, man.
And yeah, I think it's starting to affect me a little bit, knowing that he's about to have a kid, my wife's second grandchild, and we're running away, So that's bothering me a little bit. But my wife has a son or a grandson back in Jamaica that we got to meet when we went back last September, that we will be able to be there for and help, fill that role. And so you're not geographically near the grandchildren. Do you feel that using technology that's an adequate amount based on how often they get to come by and everything, or would you prefer living right next door?
They grew up with us, from day one basically. At least number two, number one was still a toddler, and she, really
Right.
lived with us. They lived with us in different places, different houses. They lived close by, so we had a lot of different type of
That's hot. I'm okay. It's been a while. Keep going.
man,
Don't mind me.
man.
Talking talking about current TV episodes and movies, and so that's one of the things that Sonia and I have a slight disagreement on, is whether or not we should buy a TV when we get back to Jamaica and officially retire. Now, I'm going to leave my biasness outside of it and just looking for a retired individual's professional perspective on not only just a TV, but what type of subscription status do you feel is appropriate in your current state?
We haven't had a TV since 20 years, maybe?
You didn't have a TV for 20 years.
Exactly. So don't ask me about TV.
No, I have.
The answer would be definitely not. You don't need a TV. What the heck for?
That's okay. I can reveal this now. Like, that's what I'm trying to get her to understand.
Yeah. No, I'm sorry. TV is especially nowadays where you can get everything. I mean, what you want to have, and I would want to have, is definitely internet.
Yeah, we're definitely. So there's a cool thing with the internet, though. Actually, not to cut you off, but we have some local providers like Flow. I think is going to be in our area, which is pretty decent internet, from what I understand, as long as it's connected and working. But Starlink is now available in Jamaica. Are you familiar with Starlink?
I've heard of, yeah.
Yeah, so I looked it up actually just earlier this morning. It's $400 for the satellite and the hardware that they ship to you, and then it's $60 or $65 a month for US.
Pretty good.
For anywhere between 50 and 200 megabytes per second, whatever, Mbps. But the cool thing about that is you can just pick it up, take it with you, go wherever you need to go, and then just hook up the dish, and it's just a dish, you know, and you have it wherever you are. So being that we live in the hills of Jamaica, I don't know how consistent the internet's going to be. We're going to try it, but yeah, I definitely agree.
How do you position the dish?
To the sky, where the satellites are.
Yeah, exactly.
I haven't got the owner minute, so I can't buy it until we actually get there. You can't buy it here and bring it with you. You have to be in country, and they ship it to, because they give different rates for different countries.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. My concerns or my actual
Reservations.
is that you can't just put the dish in the sky. You have to find the satellites. How do you find the satellites?
I'm sure there's an owner's manual. They call it a quick start guide, but I call it a start guide. There's nothing quick about it. But so the trade-off is it's an investment, right? $400, $65 a month US, versus Flow, which is now seeing competitors, so they've lowered their prices and have some incentives for getting with them. And I don't have a problem with that. I've just heard concerns about connectivity and it losing its ability to connect for prolonged periods of time while they try to repair it. So
right. What about the cell phone connection? Do you have good cell phone there?
So, interestingly enough, T-Mobile allows you to use data in Jamaica for free. Free unlimited data while you're in Jamaica. So we can use like WhatsApp, phone connection, which is very popular. We can use the internet.
Hotspot.
Yeah, you can create a hotspot, but being that we're making videos, I need a higher speed connection than just using my cell phone data.
Yeah, I mean, I see that.
So, just for the record, this isn't the beer talking or nothing. TV is not a necessity, because, and I'll give my wife's argument. And those who watched the last episode, my wife's concerned about what about at night? I don't want to be bored. I want something to entertain myself. Of course, I made the claim that, hey, I'm right here, baby, but it didn't go well. But that's what she did. She laughed. Don't mind him.
So we don't lose the.
He's had the happiest hour.
The happy hour.
I got him talking about TV, and now he's off the rails. But her concern is that it's about, I don't want to sit around and be bored. And my concern on the flip side of that is, yeah, but it's also a vice. Like, I could sit and watch TV and entertain myself, or I can get up and go do something productive and functional to find something to do.
As long as you have light, you can read. And if you have your little things, you
like
can
a real
read,
book.
Or,
we got iPads, and that's another thing too. Like, we have an iPad, it's like a TV, only much smaller. But then at the same time, we're going to try the adoption process out. Hopefully we get through with that. It would be nice to have movie night, and eventually, but I think initially...
That's the point. If you have internet, that's my question. If you have internet, You have movie night.
That's what I'm saying. We need
So-
to have the internet. Yeah. But do we have a
you
big
have
screen to
have,
watch
but
it on, or
with
do
a
we just?
TV? I mean, exactly. I mean, I have a projector at home. I have the big screen if I want to see something.
So you just
really
attach it to your computer or whatever, and just or your whatever, and project it, and that's sufficient.
They are inexpensive nowadays. They are great, high quality. I mean,
Okay.
you don't even need a screen if you have a white wall that's big enough.
Right. We have plenty of white walls actually. We painted all of them white. So.
So I mean,
You voting for no for the TV. That's all I need to just.
Yeah.
You can end it there.
TV, no.
Okay. Wait till Sonia sees this. We've made it to the final question. Are you ready?
Yes, sir.
Sure.
To what? That's the question, exactly.
What is your best piece of advice that you have for an individual or a couple that are just getting into retirement? Transitioning from the workforce for the past 15 years, and now we're going to wake up in the hills of Jamaica and not have any formal necessary obligations. What advice do you have for them? For the best.
Patience, and being gentle with each other. Now, suddenly you're gonna see each other 24/7, 7 days a week.
Most likely.
Yeah, 365 a year in your
Okay.
face. So you're gonna need to patience, both of you,
Okay.
with each other. So try to find something that you guys can either enjoy together or that you can take time off from each other to give some space, because both of you will need space.
Well, thankfully, the house we're moving into is twice the size of the house we have right now. So we're already like, I'm already well prepared saying, hey, I'm going to go to my office area and work on videos or my separate quarters.
Man cave.
Well, we call it the playroom / exercise room. That's the back room. And yeah, that's kind of going to be that idea. But the nice thing, so in preparation for that idea of patience and space is we've talked about whether or not we're going to buy a car right away when we're in Jamaica. They drive on the other side of the road. The steering wheel's on the other side. Kind of aggressive, not going to lie. But it's also about maintaining equality. You know, for the past 15 years, I've been transporter and husband, and now
She never did the driver license.
no, so she's never driven, never drive. So going back to Jamaica, we live right off the main road, short walk, grab a taxi, go wherever you need to go. And I find that a positive for me or for both of us, saying that she now has the independence to be able to go and do what she wants, when she wants, and how she wants. And I also have the independence knowing that I'm not
Responsible.
necessarily, is that a good way to put it? Like, I'm not having to transport every single
Right.
place. And so in reality, I'm thinking, we go shopping together. When I'm ready to leave, I can just go grab a taxi and head home. If she wants to stay and mingle and chat and all this other stuff, cool. At the same time, when I'm ready to go somewhere, and she's maybe, sorry, spicy wings. I'll be fine. I'm a little embarrassed. When she's not ready when I'm ready, I can go and say, meet me when, catch the next taxi. And
Right.
So I like that equality for a couple of reasons, I guess. But it also gives us independence too.
Right. What's the situation at night?
What do you mean?
Is it different from day?
Yes, the sun is actually down, as they say, and it's dark outside. Thank you. And next question. This is
That's a nice way to say it, yes. But you know what I mean, right? Is it more dangerous to travel at night than it is a day?
I mean, we live our house.
For many places, the women
Yeah.
have a harder time,
Yeah, no, I mean, we definitely would do most of the stuff during the day. I don't foresee where we are living, especially since she's grown up there and she's lived there. And there's a lot of community that knows her and she knows them. And I never had an issue when I lived there 15 years ago. Like, I don't foresee a huge issue, night travel. I mean, more if we're going across the island or in another city, yeah.
We'll be together anyway.
Yeah. So I'm just looking at a logistical standpoint, like, it's going to be, I think, better for both of us to have that equality now, once again. So,
I mean, I used to live in Bolivia. It's the same in a town, in the biggest town in Bolivia, in La Paz,
right?
or one of the biggest towns, I should say. And I've been used to them too. You know, you have those microbuses, you have the troofies, you have the taxis, you have all
Yeah.
sorts of transportation.
But
You just go hit the main road and that's it. And then, you know, you stop whatever you need. So.
And to piggyback of what you said earlier about patience, like I like the fact that if I want to go somewhere, I'm not just going to hop in my car and go. It's a process. Like, oh, I'm just going to walk out to the road. I'm going to wait, and I'll get there when I get there. You know,
Right.
which is as opposed to I need to get there right now because I'm in a hurry and I got all the means to do that. I like that. It
I mean, the
forces
hurry is gone. There's no more need.
You've
for
heard
hurry.
Hawaiian time or island time or Jamaican times like. You ever heard soon come before?
What is that?
Soon come.
No.
Like everything's gonna soon come. The taxi soon come. The thing's gonna, soon come means 3 minutes, 30
Half an
minutes,
hour.
or 3 hours. You never know,
Soon
but you
come.
just have that mindset. It's like, yeah, it's gonna happen, and when it happens, and I look forward to that because in America, especially when you're employed, everything's got to be there. You got to be there. Punctuality, and there's a time and a place for that, but. I look forward to not having that transportation to force us to slow down.
And because you don't have the need anymore, you don't have to be at 8 o'clock in the office. So
Right.
now you can take it, you know, it doesn't matter if it's 9 o'clock when you get to the store.
Right.
So
We'll leave whenever we're ready, and we'll get there whenever we're ready. Any final words before we wrap this one up?
Well, good talking to you, bro. Best of luck.
Best of luck. Jamaican, they might say, walk good.
Yes, I know. And
Okay.
I had my shirt with Walk Good.
That's right.
And I fell down the stairs, and somebody who watched me, instead of feeling sorry for me, was reading my back and laughing their butts off.
Real quick, short version. In the after-school program that I used to run and Noelle used to work with me, we made sweatshirts. And yes, we're here in Hawaii, but we did exemplify some Jamaican expressionism where we said "walk good." We had that on the back of our sweaters to just basically send the message of to like carry yourself well and be well for others. And Noelle here apparently was wearing this jacket. And what happened? What happened? You were walking
So
good.
I slipped down the little stairways that we have from the lanai, from our balcony, basically, to where I had to feed my cat, and I fell on my behind and hurt myself, and was just kind of how you say that was just
What was bruised more, your butt or your ego?
no, just because I didn't expect anybody to see me. It was just really the hurt, right? So then I was kind of like sluggish walking towards the cats. They were looking at me and laughing, but somebody obviously saw me, and instead of feeling sorry, she also was laughing her butt off.
Did she make any reference to the
She made the reference to the thing. I saw Walk Good, and then I saw you hobbling to feeding your cat. So yes.
Okay, well, thank you for
There we go.
All right, guys, we'll see you next time.